Okay, back again. I can just keep on giving some examples of these games and how these games play out. Okay, there's tons of ways you can break these games down. Okay, so we're taking a look at the NBA now on this video. Okay, we got Indiana and Oklahoma. Indiana and Oklahoma. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you this line here, and as you see, okay, you got to note that Oklahoma opened up at a 6-point favorite at a very public book. Okay, Bovada is a public book. I have them as the opener, and here's the close, which is 7. Okay, so obviously a public book is going to take action on a public team. Okay, they're going to move this line. Okay, but worldwide, overall, throughout the offshore books, as you notice here, look at how it stayed. It stayed at the Greek here, which is a sharp book. It stayed at 6. Okay, the rest of these books are 6.5. Didn't really see any movement. Okay, so there's really no money coming in on Oklahoma. Just because it's a public bet, like a public team, it's getting public action. It doesn't mean there's high amounts of volume. Huge action coming in. That's what you have to understand, is just because it's a public team, that doesn't mean that it's getting huge amounts of public action. Okay, where it's so lopsided. Most of these games are going to get even action at the end of the day. The majority of them, 8 out of 10, most of these games, if not all of them, are going to get even action. There's only a few that are going to get completely lopsided action. And even the ones that are lopsided, the majority of them are not like monumental amounts where it's going to put a book in such a liability where they're taking so much action on one team. It's usually these big volume games that are going to get a lot of liability on them. Okay, so now Oklahoma, this line, like I said, did not move. Okay, so either team you take here, it's not like, okay, this is going to get so much liability for a book. Okay, they really do not care who wins this game or who covers this game. Okay, all right, so as we let this video run, all right, so I'm just going to break it down real quick. In the first half, Indiana was pretty much up the whole entire first half. They didn't have more than a 6-point lead in this first half. I believe Oklahoma was hanging around, okay, for the whole half. Indiana was controlling it, okay, putting in a lot of effort just to have a 6-point lead, okay. And Oklahoma, like I said, they were never down by more than 10. Okay, the most they were down by was like 7 points. Okay, now we got in the second quarter here. Let's fast forward it. There you see Indiana's up 5 with 2 minutes to go. They're up 4 here, right where we want it. Okay, right where we want this game. All right, so they're up by, let's see, there we go, 54-45 here. There's the 9 point. Okay, so they were up by 9 points at halftime. Okay, never got over that 10-point margin. Okay, they're up 9 points, and look what happened. Oklahoma makes this big run, and like I said, they're due for a run here. You would take Oklahoma here in the second half, which is -6.5, -7. Okay, just to get a free money line. You can get Oklahoma as a free money line here to take them in the second half. And like I said, the reason why this works is because, number one, there's no money coming in on Oklahoma. Okay, no money for the game. It's basically even action for this game. Okay, moved a 0.5 point. All right, and this first half, Indiana's controlling the game, but Oklahoma is never out of the game. They were never out of the game. They were only down by 9 points at the half most. Okay, so you knew they were going to make a run. You just can feel it. If you're watching these games, you can feel the run going to happen. Okay, And once you get more experience with this stuff, you'll be able to figure it out a lot easier than how I'm explaining it on video. Okay, so as you see here, the third quarter, look at this. Look at how these games like completely turn around. Okay. All right, so they're down by 11 going into the second half. Okay, that was the most they got up by right here. And then all of a sudden, let me just run this video. You'll see this comeback, like just like those other previous videos where those runs are happening. It's just a complete turnaround. Okay, and it just happens so quickly too. So they're gonna go from 10 down 10 to up 10. You know, and that's just how these games are. I mean, you just gotta look at the money, man. Like you gotta look to see where the line is going. That's the number one key. I mean, because when these teams don't have any liability on them, like they have the freedom to come back. Like these teams will come back. I mean, because they're favored by 10. For the first thing, they're favored by 10. Okay, so they're obviously overmatched. Like if you're favored by 10, you're overmatched. I mean, there's a mismatch there, but it just depends on the money issue. Like the money, where the money is going matters a lot in these games. And then also you have to factor in the amount of fatigue a team has to expend just to get back into a game. So that's how you figure out the flow and the tempo of what direction it's going to go. So you see here, complete domination from the first half to the second half. And that's why you see these teams make these runs. You know, and a lot of people are like scratching their heads wondering, a lot of these bettors are wondering why these teams make these runs like this. Like, how do they make these runs? You know, that's why. This is why exactly these teams make these runs, because of this, you know, these lines. You know, it's not because you know, it's something that, you know, like most of these games are controlled, like I've been saying, but it's like you cannot expend that much energy. It has a lot to do with the energy as well. Like how it depends on the line and also the margin that the team is up by. The margin plays a big role in how a team is going to perform in the second half. So as you see, I'm just going to go to the end here, and you'll see that Oklahoma ended up winning by like 8 points, and they completely covered this line in the first half, and in the second half here, -6. So that's another example of a favorite. I've given up 2 favorites and then an underdog. Okay, so I'll be back with another video, and this video is complete now, and I'll be going over another game shortly.